Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another LEGO build. Today is going to be a very exciting day for building a very retired set from about 13 years ago. This guy launched in 2011 and is the City of Atlantis. Definitely not a set you see very often. I always wanted it back in the day, and to be honest, I bought this almost a year ago. And I had it in a box sitting right up there. Well, since we've moved, it's been sitting right up above. And I bought it before to do a custom project, and I just never got around to it. And Atlantis, by far and away, one of my top 5 favorite probably themes ever for LEGO. I almost have the entire full set now. There's a couple I'm missing, but most of the big boys are essentially here. All the big minifigures that are expensive, like the Lobster Guardian, the Portal Emperor, this bad boy right here, and they're all here. They're all ready to go, so it is nice to actually have like a full set. Essentially a full theme, which is pretty cool. Again, need a couple one-offs, but they're not too bad. If I ever want to sit down and complete it, I can. Now, like I said, this guy came out in 2011, retailed for about $70 with 686 pieces and 5 minifigures. Very cool set. There's not a lot like it. It gives that Roman Colosseum vibe, which is exactly what I kind of want to do with it, at least from the Roman mythology perspective. So, or I guess more so the Greeks. I would like to do Mount Olympus with this set here. I would love to do a rock base. I would love to do a bunch of just like essentially godlike creatures from all across LEGO. And obviously, they don't have to make sense. King Triton is from Ariel, or the Little Mermaid is obviously a perfect one for Poseidon, or whatever god I would like to choose. I can do my own little mythology for LEGO if I really want, but I'll probably do stuff just for, like from across all the different mythologies that I love. And I've been obsessed with mythology since I was a very young kid. I studied some of it in college as well as a side. Because, you know, I wasn't going to study that for a major or anything, but as a minor, totally fine for me to do. At the top portion of my arm is actually a tattoo for mythology in God of War, my favorite game series pretty much of all time. The rest of my arm will actually be a mythology / like religion sleeve. Symbols from a bunch of different deities from across every pantheon that you can imagine is the end goal. It just takes a long time to draw something like that out, whereas, you know, I can customize this on the go, which is pretty nice. But especially since now that I've been playing Smite more, you actually can't see it, but behind me there's a bunch of like pantheon statues and a lot of like older religious books and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I've studied that stuff all my life. I love it. Whatever you believe in, whatever you do, go nuts. No quarrel of mine. But I've always been obsessed with mythology, and I think this is going to be a pretty cool custom set. Now, I want to build it as is first, get the review done, and then I'll start piecing it together as we go. And I know what you're thinking. This is custom project number 600, and he never finishes these. I'm getting there. All right, I'm getting there. We got to let the ADHD do its job, and then we'll go on from there. Back in the day, this cost $70. If you want to pick it up now, it is about 200 plus, depending on if that big shiny gold boy in the middle is actually there. I believe this is all complete. Having bought it over a year ago, I'm not 100% sure. I think it is. I don't know. I don't even know what I paid for this. I think it was like 150 bucks, which honestly, not too bad. I didn't need a box or anything, so more than fine just having the instruction manual. But yeah, very excited. I've been waiting to do an Atlantis set on this channel for a long time. I just don't really have a lot of space for it. However, I can make space for this one. I even broke out the Brett Favre jersey because, you know, best quarterback ever. Not really, but he's my absolute favorite athlete, favorite theme. Let's do it. So thank you guys so much for all the support recently. Thanks for joining in on another custom project that I promise you I'm going to finish this year. And yeah, let's get started on this really cool build, folks. Alright everybody, so here's the final build. I love it. It's so unique. Obviously I wish the set could be bigger, but especially for the price point, like $70, this is the average building that you would definitely expect, and I love it. This does it does feel unique, and I really love that. I'm glad I stopped being able to speak there for a moment. As always, we'll start with the minifigures and the little side pieces. Here we have a giant like lobster, little crab guy. Pretty cool. I love Atlantis, and I will say that till the end of my days of LEGO building, which will hopefully be never, but Atlantis creatures are just awesome. I would love to do a whole Atlantis display one day. I actually had one in my last place. However, my cat that recently passed, he kind of destroyed my Portal of Atlantis at our old place, and unfortunately, it was really brittle. Shattered a bunch of the pieces when it was knocked off of a shelf, and I just never ended up rebuilding it. But eventually, I do want to do a complete underwater scene. I debated doing something in this apartment, but I don't think I'm going to have the space just because everything is kind of already earmarked for another display. But if I end up rotating or anything like that, I'll definitely make sure to do something with all these little minifigures and specialty pieces, which are really, really cool. Then we have a really cool submarine here. I love the little grabby hands. I love how everything that they do has these really cool, almost like transformer looking hands. Really cool pieces here. You have a couple water valves, they look like, or at least the handles to them. On the arm pieces themselves, inside you, of course, had this really cool yellow cockpit, which I love the yellow look. Originally, they were actually green, so depending on which theme of Atlantis that you're looking at, the original is a lime green. I don't actually have one around me to show you. This one is, of course, yellow. And then, little spinny propeller on the back, couple flick fire missiles, really cool Atlantis symbol here. It's also known as the Artemis. 7985, of course, an homage to the set number itself. And the little arms move back and forth in case they want to grab anything. As for the two minifigures, we have a couple divers. Same thing here, you can tell the age of your divers for Atlantis, judging by the yellow versus the green, with a little propeller system here and a harpoon. And last but not least, we've got this guy here. Now, two things. My Lobster Guardian that came with this set and the Barracuda, they are with my Portal of Atlantis, I believe, in my storage unit. I do not have them here. I apologize. I honestly totally forgot that I brought them out of this set when I first bought it, just because I wanted them in my Atlantis display, so sorry about that. And this actually did not come with the Portal Guardian, so I am going to actually, not the Portal Guardian, the Atlantis Emperor, I'm going to actually have to get him, apparently. Thought I had him. He could be with my actual Portal of Atlantis. I'm not sure. That's my bad. So sorry about that, guys. But actually, for the build itself, oh well, it happens. Right here is the only thing that's not really going to be able to work. This wall here, which has a really cool symbol, and then a couple of solid gold guards. I really don't need that to be a trapdoor, but it's actually triggered by turning the Atlantean key, and the little gold Emperor dude actually does pop out, which is pretty cool. You have tons of these little 1x1 gold details, gold cones, just really small gold features, a little gold treasure chest as well, and then a combination of that with the pure white and the sand and gray is definitely a really nice color feature. You have some green flames. These are, of course, meant to be seaweed. You can probably pretend that there's something. Glad my computer's beeping at me now. Thank you, Razer Synex. Cortex, whatever that is, being annoying. These are supposed to, I believe, be seaweed. You can imagine there's some form of, like, magical fire, of course. That would be pretty cool. And random bits of regular seaweed and these giant octopus tentacle-looking seaweed as well spread throughout. Plenty of tridents and these really cool golden fish. Now, of course, I did say that I wanted to turn this into Mount Olympus. That's not going to happen today or tomorrow. I'm actually going to start looking at some ideas and looking at some really cool features to do with this. I love the tridents. The tridents in the fish would at least be able to stay. If there are some smaller gold pieces out there, like little gold dragons or something, I think that would be an awesome feature for it. I'm not sure how hard it is to find these like ridged 2x2 cylinders here, or circles. I haven't looked yet, haven't priced anything out, but what I would like to do is probably enclose everything, finish the gateway, and just add some details. I like the play features, don't get me wrong. I like that you can tip this over. I think that's really cool playability. I like the little trapdoor, but it's stuff like that that I could see myself just enclosing, getting rid of. I'll of course have to get rid of the like vines and the little tentacles and everything too, once this becomes a like mythology center and Mount Olympus and all of that. But for the most part, the fish still work, the tridents still work. I mean, it's been a weapon of Poseidon, which that's kind of like their first god of the sea that everyone learns about in school. So it'll definitely work for what I want it to, and I think it looks fantastic, and it's very unique as well. In terms of the backside, not too much going on here. You do have the door opening system, which this raises up from the bottom and then raises this top platform. A couple flick fire missiles up top. You have tons and tons of columns, both in the top and the bottom system here. This one's actually a little bit loose. They're not the most sturdy, I will say. They're quite easy to break, which is surprising. And then one of the missing pieces, I actually didn't have something for the gate. There's supposed to be a little lock. I'll probably just throw this quick 1x2 on there just to keep that gate from moving around on me too much. As for the bottom, I don't know what base plate I'm going to use for this yet. Honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't know what base plate I want to use. I could use white, but what would be really cool is to do like a dark gray base plate and have this like on a rock mountaintop. I think that would be really cool down the road, but this won't be a one and done feature anyways. If the minifigures are going to be probably as expensive as I think they are, and let's face it, even if they're not expensive, the average minifigure costs between $5 and $10, maybe $15 is like the average. Even if I'm adding 15 to 20 of those in here, it's going to cost a lot. It's going to take a lot of time to get ready. So, any recommendations you guys have for some pretty cool mythology minifigures, that would be awesome. They do have Hercules from Disney, maybe even Zeus. They'd be really easy to add to this. Something like King Triton. I believe they even made like a mermaid guy for like the collectible minifigures from a few years ago. I even have, hold on, I have something for this. He's on my desk somewhere. I know he is. I even have the Spartan guy, which could be a very good like Ares if I really want to go down that route as well. So something like that would be absolutely perfect. A lot of the collectible minifigures are going to be really good for this set, and even doing something as cool as one of my favorite deities to like study and for Smite to play as Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl, or honestly 15 names depending on Aztec or Mayan. That is a huge dragon, and it'd be really cool to do something dragon related for this. I actually do have the auspicious dragon from the Chinese Spring Festival set that I still have to build, so that could be pretty cool to add to this. I'm not sure yet. Leave us some ideas in the comment section below if you have any ideas, but I think this is going to be a pretty cool project, guys. I'm excited to bring it to life for you. So thank you guys so much for joining me for another build. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you can. It helps me out a lot, and I'll see you next time. Happy building, folks.